All right, we are end of day 4, and I am feeling absolutely fantastic. So, I ended up breaking my fast yesterday afternoon. I went about 73 and a half hours fasted, just water, and gently reintroduced. My first meal back was not officially the ideal choice, coming off of an extended fast like that, but it was fibrous and it was somewhat low calorie ish. Um, but it was a gentle reintroduction, so I didn't have any issues. I didn't feel nauseous. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have any stomach cramps, anything like that. I know some people have asked me, "Oh, well, doesn't that happen?" I'm sure if you choose the wrong choice of going wrong food choice of reintroduction, absolutely that can happen. But I chose to make myself some homemade quesadillas, and the filling was black beans, chopped tomatoes, some onion, some corn, various spices. How I wanted is more Southwest style, on some corn tortillas fried on the stove, and then a little bit of plant-based ranch on top, and I topped that with a handful of romaine lettuce. So I had two of those, and I waited a couple hours. I could have eaten more. Obviously, I could have eaten a stinking horse after 73 hours of no food, but I felt really good. I let my digestion, I was testing it essentially, and I felt amazing. I felt it, I My energy has been fantastic ever since. And then yesterday evening, late afternoon, I ended up eating a very large salad, romaine lettuce, spinach, some textured veggie protein, which textured vegetable protein, I eat plant based, okay? Almost 100%. I'm not saying I never eat dairy, but I don't eat meat. And so textured veggie protein comes in a dried form, and all you do is use either water. I typically use some veggie broth to hydrate it, and so you let it soak for a bit, and then you just cook it on the stove top the same exact way as you would cook like ground beef. The texture and the look of it is very similar to ground beef, but it's just plant based. So I used that as my high protein last night in that salad. So I pretty much just made a salad out of it with more of plant based dressing. And that's actually all the food that I had yesterday, but it was a good amount of calories. It did add up. Um, Now, I will say it's not in the usual ratio of my macronutrients, which is your carbs, fat, and protein. But that was not my super big focus yesterday. It was just a gentle reintroduction to healthy options. Um, After I reset my system, and I have, like I said, felt phenomenal. So I think I finished eating last night. Oh, and I did have 2 plant-based cookies after that because why not? Um, so then I fasted again today, not nearly as long, obviously. So from about 10 p.m., and then my first meal today was at about 1 p.m. Now, normally I wouldn't have done that, but I had an extremely busy day today. So I was running around all over the place and running my live client sessions in the morning. So I just didn't have a chance to eat. Normally I would still fast, but not that long right after a 72 hour or 73 hour. But, I'm just trying to get myself back into the groove. And my goal here in sharing everything that I do is not about perfection. It's not about pretending like this isn't an ideal, behavior pattern here. It's about consistency, and it's about being imperfect and being okay with being imperfect. So I'm going to tell you every nitty gritty detail, and I'm going to be completely blunt and honest about it, because not only does it reinforce that I'm okay with it, even when I'm not perfect, but it reinforces to you, the listener, that you don't have to do this perfectly. You don't have to have a set specific plan before you start. Just start. Just start anywhere. Okay. I am not exercising yet either. I'm close. I'm very close. I'm very unfit. I was extremely fit when I got pregnant. I made sure I was the fittest I had not necessarily ever been, but pretty close to the fittest I could be in comparison to, in my 20s, I'll say, before I got pregnant. So I was extremely fit and strong when I was 40. I'm now almost 42, but pregnancy, and then I am just wrapping up breastfeeding my daughter. And I'm within the next few days, my milk should be completely dried up. So as soon as that happens in my body, it feels comfortable to exercise again, I will start sharing that debacle because I know it's going to be unpleasant because, like I said, I had a difficulty at the end of my pregnancy with a bit of a safety complication and ended up not being able to exercise the last couple months of my pregnancy. I exercised up to about 7 months and then I couldn't for safety reasons. And so I have not exercised since in about a year. I guess I did a little bit postpartum, 6 weeks postpartum. I exercised lightly, I'm going to say, trying to reintroduce. But as I've mentioned previously, that affected my milk supply. So I had to stop. And so it's just a matter now of I am working to get myself back. I'm trying to find my body again, find my health again, find me again. Because when you make a human, your body is not your own. When you're feeding that human with your body is obviously not your own. So I haven't felt in my own skin. I guess I felt like it's all for her and that's okay. That's the choice I made. That's a fine sacrifice. But now I'm ready to be me again and get back to being able to not have to worry about what I'm putting in my body nutritionally because, babies and breastfeeding, certain things, certain herbs and stuff you still can't consume. So I will be sharing all of that process as I go, as it develops. I will show you the workouts that I'm doing. I'm going to show you the meals that I'm making. Today I had the same quesadillas that I ate yesterday, mainly because they're delicious. um, and that's kind of not my intention. Like today, like I said, I was crazy busy all day. I did not plan ahead like I normally would. So no, I did not have food on the go. I did while I was out, I bought a bag of trail mix because I love me some trail mix. And yes, it had some peanut M&Ms and peanut butter M&Ms in the mix. And like I said, this is not a perfect process and I'm not expecting to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, but I still feel amazing. I feel significantly less bloated after that fast and then reintroducing the positive foods back in. And I'm trying to minimize, I'm not trying to not have sugar at all, but I'm trying to not have all the excess added sugars that can be in certain things. So I've kind of let myself detox with the extended fast. And now I'm sticking to more of a specific regimen, of which I will share along the way. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes.